You know the scene where the mom and the dad are in the jet? One of the wings gets clipped off. How did they land? And how did it have its wing back?
How did it get clipped off again? What happened?
Because debris hits it, which didn't hit the Yelena and the parachute.
So
how did no. Shut up.
Let me explain it to you
Shut
the
up.
way the director would.
Shut up. How does it land? Because it doesn't have its wing. And that's the dumbest thing to me, because all of a sudden they're just like, it's fixed.
I think they crashed.
I know.
I think they crashed.
I know what happened.
What happened?
So Amber immediately comes out of the Invincible universe and just
yeah, somehow. But that's stupid.
And then she
I
think they crashed.
I really want it to happen, and I know tons of people are going to disagree with me.
It's a TVA.
I wanted them to crash, and in the distance, like it's the scene of like Black Widow and Taskmaster, and they make up, and then it's like Black Widow and Yelena, and all you see in the background is just like, and they die in a hot fire, and the two dumbest characters in the movie just burn and die, because they're dumb, they're stupid, they have no character development, because they sit there and they loathe in their own stupid bull. It's dumb. The movie's stupid. It wasn't needed. We're in the last hour of it. How does it end?
They
the mom and dad are
escaped.
like,
They
we're
escaped.
gonna take all the widows.
Family.
We'll take
Family.
Dreykov's daughter, and we're gonna use the jet, right? That we just. crashed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MediaMix. Today we're doing Black Widow. We're not doing Black Widow. We're talking about Black Widow. In a way that tells you about our feelings, emotions, and our thoughts.
It was
on
terrible.
Black. Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, okay.
Spoilers for later. Oh yeah, we'll talk about
Already
it.
spoilers?
We'll talk about
Already
it.
spoilers.
Oh my God.
So who wants to start with a synopsis?
I
A
thought you
short
were-
one.
Introduce you guys.
Oh. I'm Nick.
Oh.
And this is.
Bicona.
And this is.
Oh,
come on! It's not even been a minute. We don't bleep it.
We
Just
do.
bleep it. Now we have fun. We have fun.
Do you want to redo it?
No, we just fucking.
Okay. Alex
I'm Alex.
and Vicky.
I'm Vicky.
Gorals.
And I'm Nick. I forgot to say my name.
Yeah, instead he said it back.
We've got two Nicks.
Who wants to do
Not
the
even word.
short synopsis?
Not Sonskin.
I'll do it.
Okay, Zach, do a short synopsis.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I might skip a few things.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Basically, it starts off as little girls.
So that's what you remember, Zach. Okay.
That's
A little
fun.
concerned.
It starts off as tiny Natasha and her sister,
Sister.
Yelena.
Yelena, whatever her name is.
Yelena.
Just thinking of Groove. From
By the
Despicable
way, I
Me.
just gotta put it out there.
Oh God.
Hottest Marvel movie by far. I
Oh.
mean, come on, you can't disagree with that. I mean, both
I
the
mean,
lead
yeah,
actors are
because
hot. And
the
I'm not talking
directors
about
are-
David Harbour either, but I mean,
I thought you were.
I think you definitely are.
perfect trio of hotness right there.
I'm really
Because-
glad. Are we a minute in?
I'm doing the synopsis still.
We're like 1.5
No,
minutes in.
no, just play it safe.
Okay, no, I was gonna say like, no, keep on going. I'll bring it up later. Just go.
Okay. So the movie starts off pretty tame. It's just like it's them in an American house, and with David Harbour as their dad, and I don't know the actor that plays the mother, but
Mom.
It's not the same actor who's later.
Really?
Isn't that?
No, they're two different people. Yeah.
What the
I
heck?
thought just like makeup.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. The
well,
mom
Makeup.
is a totally.
All right, well look on
different
Google.
actress.
See what they say.
Well, that's weird.
It's either
The
CGI
mom
or a different
returns
actor.
later as a different actor. I
David
guess.
plays Alexi.
Yeah, Alexi.
Alexi.
Dad.
I'm just gonna call him Red Guardian.
I'm just gonna call him
That's
Alexis.
who he is.
You can call him
Okay,
Lexi.
continue.
That's okay, right?
Anyways, yeah, they're a family, and basically, I guess the police get on them because they're actually like Russian spies or something, and yeah, so they escape the country. The mom gets shot trying to escape. They get to where'd they go? Cuba.
Yeah.
They went to Cuba.
Yeah, they went to Cuba.
And then basically the dad, I guess the dad kind of just betrays both the girls, and they get needled and
They
taken
get
out.
needled. Super combined, they just explode.
That's not what happened.
They go to training basically, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get put into the Black Widow program, and they get trained to be these assassins that follow every order no matter what. They don't have control over it. And the dad is just kind of like, hey, I'm Red Guardian. And then the mom gets taken away to the hospital, I guess, and they save her, but you don't know that till later. And then really awesome scene starts. I think was the best scene of the whole movie. Like
Well, where
just
she's
the
changing?
intro,
The ass
Right.
shot.
where she's changing.
Yeah, in the room.
What?
She's like changing.
No,
and they're
she
all
never
coming
does
after
that.
him.
And
Actually, she does. It just shows a bunch
No.
of bruises on her back.
Oh,
Yeah.
that part.
So yeah, get
Yeah,
fucked.
he wasn't paying attention to
Oh
that.
God.
9 out of 10. Anyways,
That's your refill. You're done.
There was
Just
how
9 out
many?
of 10.
There's
something happened after that.
So basically, Natasha's sister is like trying to free all of the widows with that stupid red mist.
Well,
thing.
first of all, she was trying to get
yeah.
the red mist. It was like a mission to like
take
get it or like
Well,
intercept
they were
it.
hunting another like rogue widow or something
That was trying to
like
make this
save
Distribute
formula
it,
to
yeah.
Save them.
Yeah.
Then her character ends up killing that character, but before she dies, she unleashes one of the what would you call it?
It was like a
mist?
dust.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like a
it
mist.
it basically unbrainwashes Natasha's sister, and then that causes her to like be self-thinking. She takes the rest of the mist,
and she goes rogue.
rogues, and then that calls in Taskmaster, who's like the person who can like hunt down the widows. So then what happens after that?
She
Then she disappears. It gets
Yeah.
sent to Natasha for some rude reason, and then the Taskmaster goes to Natasha to like get the mist, and Kabloom goes car
Why did she have the mist?
Because
When did that
her
happen?
sister sent it to
her
her
sister sent it to her.
because her
When?
sister thought. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's whenever
sometime-
like
It
the
was
guy
in-
gave her like the
yeah.
box of her things,
So-
and she looked in there, and it was all the mist,
Oh, the-
like with the
Yeah,
picture of
it was
them
sent
too.
to
The
an
guy, like, hooks
embassy,
her up with
though.
shit and everything?
Yeah, like the guy like who brought all that stuff.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
like,
yeah, we
"Hey, this
missed
was
that guy.
mail from like an embassy or something," and it got brought to Natasha, and it was in Natasha's hand because her sister thought she could do more with it than she could or something.
'Cause she's like an Avenger or something.
Yeah,
She was an Avenger at the
the
before
time.
they had the fight. Basically, she could have just took it to Stark. Stark could have just manufactured the hell out of the thing and then just spread it all over the world. And boom,
But they weren't on
Black
talking
Widow.
terms at that point.
No, they weren't.
yeah. This
So-
movie takes place during what?
It takes place right after Civil War.
Yeah. After Civil War, right
So
before
she's on the
Infinity
run.
War.
Yeah, so
I would say right
War,
before because
war.
it takes a little bit to get to Infinity War after the movie's done.
something
but
that caught
it
me
takes
off
a bit.
because they kind of mentioned it when all the SWAT guys are going after her was like she assaulted the king of Wakanda, and I kept thinking of not T'Challa.
Wait,
I was
what?
thinking of T'Chaka,
Yeah. when did that?
Black
happen?
Panther's dad. For some reason, I was like, she never hit his dad. What the heck?
No, yeah,
So-
it was.
Because she like tased him and like stopped
Yeah,
him from getting Bucky or something. Or
yeah,
Captain
that's
America.
the reason why.
Oh.
Back in Civil War. Quick recap. That was it.
Yeah, that's what happens in between the movies. It's kind of weird because, like, for the first Phase 4 movie, because it's the first movie of it, because, you know, some of the TV shows came before, but it's like, it's really weird as a Phase 4 movie to start off, because it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with actual Phase 4,
And like
except adding the sister and the dad to the mix.
like we
Yeah.
said, like when we watched it, we're like, you're not really gonna care about like what happens in the movie because there's no sort of like tension, because you're like, we already know she dies like
Right.
later on, so what's the point of making this some sort of like suspense to it?
I mean, I think it was more of a send-off movie. It was kind of
Yeah.
like to give
You know-
Scarlett Johansson like one last like shabam before she went away.
They only made this movie because fans wanted it for so long.
Did
and
they?
because yeah.
Did
Yeah, but
Yeah,
fans wanted
I
an
wanted
origin
a Black Widow
story.
movie, but well, yeah, they wanted an origin story, which
Yeah, they
this
wanted to
really
see what
wasn't.
happened in like when Clint first met.
Yeah, like before, like
Yeah,
she got into
that would have been a
like.
far more enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
they only made this movie for
was
that
a better
purpose.
send-off, I think.
Yeah, it was a better send off.
Yeah.
And the only real thing connecting this to Phase 4 was that last
The last
credit cutscene or whatnot. That last scene.
I will
of
have
Val.
to admit, like the end credit scene was one of the worst end credit scenes there ever was.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, all it is setup. That's all everything has been in Phase 4 so far. Is just setup.
Yeah.
So, got to be a little lenient on it, I guess.
I'd
be excited for the future.
So basically, Natasha and her sister meet up. They fight for some reason, and then they go bust out their dad, who's like, because he's the closest to the guy that they're trying to kill. Dreykov, is that his name?
Right.
Yeah.
Dreykov, because he's the Red Guardian.
He was
so he's
basically his right hand man. That was the point of it.
yeah. So they bust him out of prison. We're like, we got you out of prison. Take us to Dreykov. He's like, bro, Dreykov's the reason I'm in prison, dog. So like, sorry.
Why did
Not-
they just start trying to
Yikes.
kill each other in the beginning when they first see each other?
No idea.
Wait, what happened?
You know when they first meet up in the beginning, they just start like duking it out and just trying to kill each other when she meets her in that apartment.
Oh, I don't.
They
Where are
couldn't. They couldn't trust each other because she thought she was still under like manipulation or something, or each of them just didn't like have the
They
right
just-
trust in each
They
other.
just couldn't trust each other yet. I mean,
Well, they're just
It's
being
been years
sisters.
since they saw each other too, so
they
like
don't
why?
know who's working for who. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Then
It-
why would-
it was a little
if she didn't
strange,
trust-
but-
If she didn't trust Natasha, why did she send the to her? Fucking
It's true. That does not make any sense.
Duh.
Either.
I guess that's
friggin-
true. Why would you?
Who directed this movie?
Why would
I
you-
want to talk to them?
Why would you? Yeah, that's
could-
that makes me even more mad. Why would you?
So
That's
dumb.
stupid.
Well, I mean,
Ah, God. Okay, so
I don't trust you, sister, but
Where
you
we-
here
where we
have
at
this
in the
very
movie?
important
at
plot
the point, if you think about it, she didn't want Natasha to come after her. That's why she sent her the vials and didn't give it to her herself. She thought, she's a big mighty Avenger. The Avengers will take care of it. She didn't know they were in a fight.
Mm.
I'd assume at that point. So
Yeah.
maybe she was a little skeptical of why Natasha is coming to her face to face, or were they Italy or something? I don't even know.
Yeah, you're
where they
right.
were.
whatever.
But maybe she was a little cautious. At
Not
that
JK,
point.
that seems
She's
stupid.
Like, why'd she come after me?
So
That seems very
they rescue their dad, and then they have the whatever talk. They talk about how he misses being whatever and how he got to where he was. And I'll just make that part really quick. And then they meet their mom and talk a little bit. And the dad tries to, I guess, reconnect to his daughters. But something that I found really annoying during the movie is I don't really care about him. I mean, I think he's like,
The family or the dad?
I guess the family. I mean, they do that thing where they're like, oh, we tried our best. Like, I remember watching the trailer and thinking it really funny as like, oh, they're all these operatives and they're having like a funny family moment. But like, the dad is terrible. He's a terrible person. He cares about himself. And then you try to make us like laugh at his joke. I can't laugh at his jokes. He's terrible. Also, sorry, David Harbour, but you're in terrible movies. Like,
What
you're
other
great in
movies is he
Stranger
in?
Things, but you were in Hellboy, which was rated terribly, and you were in this, which was also rated terribly.
Actually, it was rated pretty good, but you just think it's terrible.
It was rated like a 6.5 on IMDb.
Oh. Well, last time that I checked was like right after watching me like 2 weeks ago. It was pretty good.
What was it?
I don't know. It was higher than that.
7.
Did you
A
like
lot
the
higher
movie?
than that.
Did you like the movie?
I felt indifferent when
Oh, we
I
know
first
Zach liked
watched
the
it.
movie.
But
Hold on.
in hindsight, I can.
I
It
like the
sucks.
movie for. I'm not gonna say that.
Well,
For
yeah, you can't say that.
For some
Well,
assets.
So, because Jack brought it up earlier,
Bingo.
and you said
Keyword.
what did you say earlier? Oh, like every single somewhat serious moment is broken up by like comedic relief. So unfortunately, that is something that every single movie has been trying to do now, but like nobody can get the timing right and everybody ruins it constantly. What was the last movie we watched? Not
Black Widow.
No. Not
Inception?
not before Black Widow, not before Inception, and not quite.
Oh,
Gorilla?
Army of the Dead.
Was it Army of the Dead?
Yeah, it was Army of the Dead.
No, not Army of the Dead.
Are you
Sorry.
sure?
I'm thinking of Mitchell's versus Machines. That was another one.
that was
they, like-
really early.
No, I thought that.
I know
movie
that was
did
like
pretty
a
well.
super long time ago, and I know it was supposed to be a comedy, but it was one of those things where they just kept on egging it on, and their timing was terrible.
It also
you guys didn't watch it, but like,
also never got uploaded.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
we
also
never
it
uploaded
also
that.
never got uploaded. But sorry, but that's the thing is like you said earlier. It's like you have these somewhat serious moments, and they're broken up by like kind of half-assed humor that's really not that funny. Sorry, I mean,
Well, so
I thought it wasn't
I
that
just
bad.
want to say,
getting my
yes,
water.
I thought the whole like sentimental family part. Like, I agree where like this Yelena was kind of like, oh, this was the only family I ever really had because their childhood sucked ass. I mean, let's be honest, their lives.
She never knew her parents.
No, and like that was the only family she had. So I kind of understand like the family point at that, but yeah, the dad wasn't a very good father, and they were only together like 3 years, of that.
I guess that's true. They like had a sort of family for 3 years, and he was like, I hated every bit of it.
I mean,
I don't like. I understand creating some sort of like emotional connection to somebody over 3 years, but like,
it's definitely possible.
I think it should have been a little longer for them to
Bro,
really be like, oh, I actually like them.
so
Because it is like the father deep down does care about the two kids. Apparently, he has a tattoo of both their names on his.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
which is
yeah.
stupid to me. So you're telling me that he has this connection with them for 3 years, and you're telling me that he was like had some sentimental, which he showed none of.
Which that's what I mean. It's like I wish they had like maybe like 7 or 6 years, maybe at the very least.
That, and at the very least, like when he's trying to take away the daughters, he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay," and then just didn't care at all because he was like,
Yeah,
"Well."
he sold them away.
But if he was like trying to keep his daughters from getting taken away, I feel like that would have been kind of a better way.
They
to
weren't
It was a
actually
big
his
family.
daughters though. He was just assigned to
right.
watch
He was assigned them. So what sort of?
But also, like, that was his job. He was supposed to be like, yeah, this man's doing this for, like, to little girls. That's okay. And, like, he was just going along with it because he got to, like, you know, fight crime and stuff and do all that, you know.
But don't
I
you
don't
think
know.
a better story would have been like, it happens the same way. They escaped the country. Maybe they even lasted a little longer in America. Maybe they lasted like 4 or 5 years. They finally get to Cuba. The mother's hurt. The father shows some sentimental, like he shows that he actually kind of cares about the mother being shot because he doesn't at all in the movie. And then like he straight up leaves the two kids kind of like back behind. He just goes up to his like friend and he's
buddy.
like,
His
yo,
boss, yeah.
what's up,
Yo.
bruh? But instead, I feel like it would have been a better way to be like, he's caring about the mother. He's like, go get her help right now. And then they try to take away the two kids, and he tries to stop him, maybe, or kind of like argue with
Or
him.
at least
be
like say goodbye in a way.
Like,
No,
let's,
yeah, he
let's
doesn't.
not do this. And then that's why he gets put in prison by Dimitri.
He didn't do that.
Or whatever his
He
son
didn't
is.
He
try.
didn't do
He didn't
any-
try
he
to
didn't
stop
do-
them. He was like, "Hey, give me the gun,"
he's
because like
saying it would
'cause
be a better story.
saying it'd
Natasha
be a
was
better-
holding the
What if they
gun
did?
against the people, and she was like screaming in Russian or
There would've
something.
been less.
And he was like, "Hey, give me the gun and go with these bad people.
What
It's
Zach's
going to
saying
be
is-
okay."
Which is
That
what
was
happened.
stupid.
I'm
Exactly.
saying it would be a better story if what I'm saying happened.
Oh,
Yeah, and I
well,
agree with you,
I don't
Zach.
think
I
so.
agree.
and say
I don't
okay,
think
and
But it
here's
would make sense why he got put in prison. Why did he get put in prison? By his,
He was,
Well, I think he was just like he was done being useful to Dreykov, so he's just like, okay, I'm done with you.
I guess.
and here's something that I kind of was like, I know it's a Marvel movie, I know it's a movie, but like I'm a stickler for it. So you have how old is Black Widow's sister at this point? Like
Yelena.
When she's a kid.
Elena? Yeah, when she's a kid.
I think
she's
she
like
was
4,
like
5.
6 or something.
Okay, 6, right? So if they were there for 3 years, she would have been 3 when she was brought there, which means she would have had no possible way
Or maybe she wasn't 3.
to
I don't know.
learn Russian unless she learned Russian and English at the same time. With that said, both of them are sent off at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are in Black Widow for probably around the same time. Maybe Black Widow like for maybe like 10 less years. Why does Black Widow not have a Russian accent?
Maybe Yelena just wanted to have
She
an
was in
accent.
America for so long.
You
She
can't.
is-
You
She was
can't
in America
want
for
to
s-
have an accent. The thing is
Yeah, you
that
can.
You're
You
talking
can
about
like you can
Natasha?
talk in an accent for so long that you just talk in that accent.
I still find it a little weird how the younger one kept the accent and the older one didn't, while the older one probably would have been around being in Russia for a longer amount of time.
Yeah, but also Natasha like had to go into like she was in the
You're talking
USA,
about
so
Natasha,
she had to
right?
like
No, I'm talking about both
change.
of them. And for some reason, Yelena has an accent and Black Widow doesn't.
Right.
Well, the
Black
because it's,
Widow
like,
doesn't
make
Like
her
I
accent.
said, Nick.
Natasha doesn't like using her accent because she doesn't like.
She doesn't like
anything
remembering
about
that
her
part of
backstory.
herself. She also was in the
She
United
doesn't like. She
States
doesn't
for
like
so
being
long.
Russian.
She's trained to use many different accents. She's Black Widow. She's
thing
like
is,
a
like,
super
We even
Fighting-
see the dad like use different accents. Like I was like, is he speaking an American accent or is
Well,
he speaking a Russian
he's speaking
accent?
an American accent, but the thing is you have like, the thing is that we, as Americans, we don't understand like having an accent. Fighting an accent is the hardest thing to do. Like trying to do like any other accent for us, because I feel like American is like, or English is the most blandest one you can have, and then from there you build on like different ways of doing it.
It's just because English is like, or American is kind of like a mix of everything.
Right, and that's the thing. But like, fighting an accent is the hardest thing, and I just don't understand why.
Do all the actors speak? Do they all have like an American accent regularly?
Well, then
David Harbour does.
David Harbour does. I don't know about the person who plays as Yelena.
Lawrence-
So then that
Lawrence
also brings up the
Fishburne.
other fact. You have all these other Black Widows who are within Russia. Why do they speak different languages and they don't speak Russian? Because there was one who spoke French and one who spoke African.
Or they
well,
taught it?
not
Hold on,
African, but
'cause-
whatever language.
Are
was
they
Well,
in
taught
that's
it?
also
Africa.
because he
There's
like
something
was
that's
grabbing
supposed to
girls
work.
from different kinds of like countries and places. I feel like it
He
wasn't
was.
that what he said.
So
he
does
was
that
like
mean
grabbing.
when you're under mind control, you learn a different language?
I think you get taught so that you can be
Yeah.
essential to
In
bringing
the
down
Black-
the
Yeah.
in
you know
Black
the
Widow program,
system.
You're
you are
assigned.
taught to
Because
be-
that's what he had them just like break down or like start wars, like tear down governments. That's what he had them do. That was his plan for the Black Widows. So if
Yeah.
they're gonna do that, they need to be able to learn and speak the language to blend in to be able to topple those governments or start those wars and do that. So I don't know. Maybe like when Tasha was learning all these languages, she had to adapt and learn how to get rid of an accent so that she could efficiently
guess.
do those accents. So
Also,
I mean,
like,
there's weirder.
It was
things
just
that
like,
happen.
yeah, there are weird things.
untapped resource in the world.
Quarrels. Yeah, that part was a little cringy. Also, like, really
Did
quick.
not need that.
Yeah, you didn't need. It was kind of
Quarrels.
dumb. And also, like, a part that I know it sounded dumb, like, or it was like supposed to be like the image of them all training or whatever. It looked stupid in that big hallway where they're like sitting on the ground
And
and,
they're, like, doing
spinning. Nobody
somersaults.
does that because it
I've
like
seen that in a lot of movies. Though.
no. I mean, if they like if
You
anybody's
should
Try and do a
haven't seen 'em.
somersault
if
with
anybody's
a gun.
if anybody's on like the ground with a gun and they like fumble over or like I don't know, it looks
Or
stupid.
you
mean,
do
they're-
like
they're
okay, you do a
basically
somersault
trained.
and you have your finger on the trigger and you just shoot yourself in the stomach and you're just like.
They
"Oh,
could have had
yeah."
them. What they could have done is just had a scene of them like fighting each other instead of having them like
oh yeah, they
Yeah.
were all in like stances, just
like
like
in unison, like
Yeah.
for some because like they did.
I mean, what if that kind of portrays them as like being robots, not actually being human, because they're being controlled, so they look like they're just
I think that's kind of the point.
yeah. So they did that for a reason.
I wouldn't look into
Speaking
it.
of the fighting and all the like choreography for the fighting, did the stunt doubles like get severely hurt at all? Like,
Why don't you go ask
they're
them?
professionals. I
They-
don't
they
think
get
they would
hurt.
get
did you
hurt.
see the way they were being thrown in the movie?
That's-
They're just
Yeah,
fucking.
but
Their
also, like-
necks were just hitting corners of doorways and.
part of that is okay. So I watched.
None
like,
of that is CGI. though.
I no, some of it is CGI.
No way.
But also
Did
it's
not look
padded.
Padded?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
realize
pad.
they
So
pad
you
the
you
walls
don't
and
realize how
floors.
much stuff is removed, and they're doing wire pulls, so that the corner they're hitting is probably padded.
Of course, they're not just
There's-
gonna hit a heart.
yeah,
So
a lot
like
of-
that
sometimes
scene
they'll-
right where Black Widow or Natasha just like falls down a building and her legs just like land on a pipe and she completely bends backwards and breaks her back, but then she lands on her legs.
Is
just
it
the
one
whole time.
continuous shot where they do?
No,
it,
it's
or
not
they
one
cut-
continuous
then,
shot, but
then
it's like
she doesn't do that in
How the
real
fuck
life.
did they? They
Then
totally
they're-
would have fucking broke their
Nick, do
spine.
you not
or
know
some
how
shit.
movies are
No.
made?
Yeah, then why are you asking the
Stupid.
question?
What the fuck?
I'm just saying it's stupid.
Sorry. Then you've offended tons of stunt actors who throw themselves off 30-foot
Yes.
buildings and land
I
as
gotta
a
give
profession.
prop to stunt actors. They do some
Right,
crazy
especially
crap.
stunt women, considering that
Or I
they
guess
have
it-
less
okay, it's
padding
not-
on their body.
It's not stupid, but like
Something that you have to understand is like for guys, so for instance, like there's I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a Mission Impossible movie, the one with the actor who plays a Superman. There's a bathroom scene where a guy gets thrown through a mirror and like gets thrown through glass. The entire floor of that bathroom is made out of foam. So when they're getting thrown on the floor, it's made out of foam. So most action scenes are used with those, or they'll like have pads on the outside, or like they do this as a job. But when you're a guy and you have this suit on, it covers your entire body. Fortunately, when you're a woman and you have a dress scene, you have no room for padding. So when you're getting thrown through a window in stilettos, you don't got that padding, so you best be using your boobs or whatever they use.
So like what
I mean,
movies
if it's like
did they
supposed to
do
be
that?
Fly
window.
away.
They did it in like Fast and Furious movies or whatever. But anyway, like kudos to them for doing that. But in this one, like they had on full suits, so
I mean, they could also like be wearing like some sort of like tights, and like if they're going through like a window or glass, just have like the easily breakable ones that when they just touch it breaks, so it doesn't
yeah,
like
they use
impact
sugar
them.
glass and fake glass and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And
So
sometimes
they
they
find
don't
ways
have.
where it looks like it's real.
And sometimes they do have real glass, but what they do is they set a charge on it. It's
I've
basically
seen
a
that,
small
where they
explosive.
explode it right when they hit
you
it,
do
yeah.
I mean, you could rewind it, but anyway.
I guess.
I mean, it's
We
also
should
Marvel.
totally
Lots of
totally do
CGI.
the Lord of
They
the
could
Rings.
afford it.
Okay, guys, back to Black
Because-
Widow.
Sorry, I was about to say
Yeah,
like
can we go on with the can we keep going on with like the
the
synopsis?
synopsis. Yeah, go
Just
on.
This is such a
explaining the
long
story.
synopsis.
It's not.
It's
It's-
not a synopsis. It's
We're
just
just, like,
going over the
explaining.
story.
No, like I know this is a little off topic for MediaMix, but like if anybody puts a comment, tell us if you want us to do a synopsis. Like it's lengthy, I know, but if we can do a better way, just put it in the comments.
If you
I
want
know-
us to use the one on Google, let us know
Don't use
because
the
we
one
have
on
that
Google. It's so
option.
or we can just not do a
They don't even have
synopsis
to.
at all.
Don't even watch the video. Just look it up on Google, guys. Because
What the
Oh, while you're down there,
Like,
go give it
we
away.
gotta make it up ourselves.
Yeah, well, also while you're in Google, look up some of the butt shot scenes as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Google,
They're great.
if you look at the cast list for this movie,
Oh, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it.
Yeah.
Wait,
we
what?
still don't know
Yeah.
why.
Why?
We looked it up.
Just his name, like not any like character name
Because-
underneath it. It's just him.
Oh, like when you look it up on Google.
Why?
Yeah, it's like number 4 or
Don't
something.
trust those. Anybody can put any name on it.
Well, it's
people
on
can
that,
change
but
it.
it's also on it's on two different things that it's
I don't know.
on.
I've seen it on TikTok.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen it in
fake. I
Google
mean-
Images.
He's not gonna be
I've
in
seen
it.
it
That's an
Wow.
easy Photoshop.
He's not even gonna be in
No,
the
but
on the
actually,
window.
it is on Google though.
He's dead.
On Google?
Yeah, it's
dead.
like search up like
He's
the cast
gone.
of them.
He's all. I mean, like that's exactly why Chris Evans wasn't in this movie either. They just don't have contracts anymore with Marvel.
Well, it should have had either him, because they mentioned him
Captain
in the movie. I
America.
feel like if they mentioned him, it would have made the movie a little bit better. Or if they show Clint in it towards the
Oh.
end, some part of like him being in it to like, I guess like bring us more into the movie, be more interested. I think
Yeah,
it'd be a
I
lot
think
better.
Clint being in it would be interesting.
So-
They needed more.
Well, I
Robert-
mean, it does segue into the Clint's movie. Sorry, Nick, I cut you off.
I
But
was
TV
just
show.
really,
The-
I was really quick gonna say like Robert Downey Jr. was supposed to be in a cameo earlier in the script, but then they cut it. So that's why he's a part of it.
Yeah, but what cameo would he even play? He hates
yeah,
Freaking no.
her. Yeah.
Maybe
But like,
show
what
up.
if like at the end of the credit scene, they just like, after like the whole scene with like the lady talking to Elena, you just see like Clint just like look over his shoulder, and the slow zoom in, like it fades to black, and it's just like
But that
credits
that
roll.
wouldn't work.
It would have been so cool. I don't know, man.
Speaking of
And then
the
Tony
end-
Stark shows him. He's like, "I love you 3000."
Speaking of the end of the like movie, I know this is really a dumb critique,
Like the
but
after credit scene.
yeah, well, no, before the credits when like
Okay.
Black Widow shows up and she has her new hair, I like saw her in her blonde hair and I was like, ugh.
You see that about a lot of people getting their like hair dyed
I-
blonde,
but
though.
like she
so
had
that's
her,
expected
she
of
looks
you.
like she doesn't have eyebrows.
Yeah.
No,
she
I-
looks like
she
has a
didn't
big...
dye the eyebrows.
Yeah, she did. That's why I
You,
didn't.
you can look that up on Google.
I can look. I mean, they can look it up. I can look it up for your sake. But like, she doesn't have any eyebrows. No offense to Scarlett Johansson, you have wonderful eyebrows, but like,
Not when they blonde though.
you don't look
You have a lot
good
of
with
wonderful
blonde
parts.
hair. I'm sorry.
I mean, she wanted to pull it
Obviously,
off as like
the director of the movie highlights
Isn't the
on it
reason
a
why
lot.
she did blonde hair in the movie is because like it had to show time passing and she wanted to forget like her past or something? I don't know.
Now,
So
I
she
thought
dye
this was
hair blonde.
obvious, but apparently some people missed it. That like the jacket that her sister was using is the one she wore
Yes.
in Infinity War.
Yeah,
I saw
that.
things about that.
I
I
mean,
thought it was kind of obvious.
That's
They spent
pretty
how much
easy-
money to show that she
Yeah.
wore
easy thing to
a certain type
incorporate
of
into a
outfit?
story.
Okay, but show
I
her
thought that
eyebrows with
scene
like
was
the
really
original
funny.
hair.
the original hair.
Yeah,
Yes.
the one where
Oh,
she's
that
like,
sounds awful.
"Why do you do that stupid pose where you put your ass
Yelena
out?"
stole this movie.
She
I
draws
gotta
on
be
her
honest.
eyebrows
I really
mostly.
thought it was
Like,
her
that looks
movie.
like-
Okay,
mostly, like-
yeah.
Yeah, she
what
looks
if
like
her
she doesn't have
eyebrows were
eyebrows.
actually a lot lighter? She just drew them on before.
But still, it just
Cares
doesn't.
what her eyebrows look like.
It doesn't
Apparently
matter. I'm
Nick
sorry,
does.
but I've got a
Is that from?
hot take. But
Dude, she looks so hot in the original Avengers uniform.
Yeah, because
You should not have had me on this podcast. I don't know why I'm here.
she looked
I
good.
just-
She looked the best in Iron Man 2 because that was the
both looked
oldest
rich.
like Marvel movie that she was in.
that was also the youngest version of her.
Yeah,
no offense.
so
She aged
obviously.
wonderfully.
That's
but
not why I said that.
Well-
she just looks good in it.
anyway, besides
Anyways.
that, can we
Go ahead.
Can we talk about?
I know
whatever-
what I'm wearing for Halloween.
All right. Speak.
Oh,
Is there
you
anything
had a.
good you guys want to talk about?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Zach.
Speaking
No,
of speaking of
that's
Zach
Yelena,
wearing a Black
Well,
Widow
listen,
uniform.
Shut up.
Going back to what Nick or Jack, oh my God,
Somebody was
whose
saying.
name? Going back to what Zach was saying, like Yelena did steal the movie. Like
I thought she was.
Oh,
great.
yeah.
she
was my
took
favorite
over.
character.
Yeah, she took over most of the scenes, and I enjoy every single one that she was in.
Okay.
she was
'Cause
so
she was-
ironically funny.
There
Yeah,
was-
I loved
There
her.
was a. Sorry, Alex. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
After I finished my statement, thank
Finish
you
your
so much.
statement.
Nick.
Full
No,
sure?
I finished
Oh,
it.
I didn't mean to. So there's
This
a
whole
dumb
podcast.
scene. I brought up to Jack earlier. You know the scene where she's like about to shove the staff in the turbine and the
Yeah.
little engine? Yeah. No. Excuse me, but no, because that's not how turbines work. They suck in air and they blow it out the back end. So if you're gonna stand up there, you and your 145-pound ass, and you're gonna stand above that, I would have died laughing in the theater. She was like, "I love," and just got died. Because no, that's not how it works. Because she's not superhuman. The only training that she's had is like how to be like an assassin, but that doesn't give you super quads to where you can stand there and not be affected by a jet
Like,
engine.
just like-
And also 3, the person goes, she's on the roof while she's standing there, and they've got a good 15 seconds. These people are trained with guns, and they go to, she's on the.
Yeah, her getting up on that fucking jet or whatever.
No, that was
Was the
stupid.
most un-Black Widow thing you
And-
could do. I
and
feel
she-
like.
I don't even remember what you're talking.
You don't remember the
I
part where
don't
the
know.
Where she
Yelena
climbs on the
stands-
side of that like copter jet thing.
When the
right?
like
and she's
whole
like gonna
thing was like the station was like falling apart.
Yeah.
and people are trying to leave, and
And
she
she was
stands
like,
above it.
I always loved you.
And also,
Oh,
that's not how
passes out.
explosions work. Her legs would have just gone like, and
Yeah,
just
she would've-
blown
yeah.
off. I'm sorry, but
We've
it's
been
a,
over this in the Nobody
I mean, who
podcast.
knows?
How to do explosions.
Marvel
Friggin-
technology, man.
yeah.
It's
And
just
also,
what it is.
that parachute must have been just like the most miraculous and lucky parachute, because they pulled it
Really early.
Yeah.
really early.
None
That
of
whole
the-
scene was lucky.
and
None
that
of the
was like-
debris was going
And that
through
debris
it.
didn't just like clip it, like just like a small like just go through it. She's like, and just
Yeah.
like. What?
Also, how did Yelena not get like extremely hurt when landing? Because she was
No,
like
she-
unconscious.
How did she not hit any debris at all?
She was unconscious, and she was just laying on like underneath like a few things,
Did
like
she
not
also-
even crushed.
Did she also not like use the
I
handles
don't
to like
think
to
so.
change what direction? Did she just stand there
She
and was
just-
like, I'm ready to die, and then just like and smack? You have these
Time to
excellently
die.
trained people, and I don't know. Also, like,
I'm getting the vibe you guys didn't really like the movie.
No, dude, I would have fucking died laughing. We're like, okay, so Black Widow is diving through the debris, and she's just like in arm's reach of Yelena, and then Yelena just gets flattened by it. It's like,
yeah, just. Also, that station is the longest falling thing I've ever seen in a movie, besides like the bus in Inception. But like that's the only thing.
van.
Or the van, the bus, the van in Inception.
no, I think it fell slower than the band.
But like, the engine explode, and they kept that's not
a controlled crash.
a controlled like thing just fell out of the sky, because she already blew up the things, and you could see the turbines go like, and then like they die. That thing should have been falling out of the sky like a bat out of hell, and just was like, and like, how big was that thing?
And, like,
I feel like it
those
also
two
should have
school
caused more
buses.
damage on the ground too.
Yeah.
It was very. I think the whole idea of the station was very like comic-y.
It was very comic-y, and like I understand that, but they had helicarriers, right? And those were like kind of believable because it's like, yeah, I can understand it. Like it's just a really big, because I mean we have big planes and we have spaceships. So all you got to do is combine them, and like if you have enough money, you can make that nowadays. I feel like, but like,
Nah, bro. If they wanted to
floating island, because that's what it basically was. And what do they call it? The Red Room.
Yeah,
Red Room.
they called the entire ship the Red Room.
The Red Room, which is stupid.
What?
like if you spell
Alright,
it
Red
backwards, it's more.
Yeah, and then they have frickin' Danny DeVito as the main villain who like, yeah, sorry, he looks like Danny DeVito, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, but he's like worse because he's like not really a known actor. I mean, he's probably in some stuff.
man.
That'd be hilarious if it was Danny DeVito.
And I understand
I
the
kind of
whole.
wish it was.
But they're saving him to play the trash man.
Yeah, they are. And the whole
I am
scene
the trash man.
where like, I get it. She has to break her nose to sever the nerve, and she has to wait until he says his evil plan for her to break her nose. But like,
Well, she wanted him to break her nose. That's why she had him hit him or had him hit her.
no, because
No.
he doesn't
She hit
finish
her
the
head
job.
on her head.
Yeah.
Like,
I
If
think she was just
she
flexing.
expected
I
him
feel like-
to break her nose, but he wasn't strong enough to actually break it. So
She
that's
would've
why she had to do it
had to
herself.
wait for like the perfect plan, and for him not to just say like Taskmaster killer. She would have had to wait for that perfect plan. But like, why didn't she just break it beforehand? I understand for the
Because she
dramatic
wanted him
effect.
to
And,
believe that, like, the effect of, like,
No,
her
bro.
not being able to, like, attack him was still working. But she just turned it off and she was able to, like, hurt him.
Listen,
Probably
y'all
also
y'all
look a
are getting the
little
whole scene wrong. Black Widow just wanted to flex, bro.
I
She
guess.
just wanted to flex.
Kind
Like,
of.
bro,
Also,
you
it
punch,
would-
punch me, bro. I can take a punch. Friggin', you punch like a little girl, and then
I actually
she can
like-
like break
Little
her own
girl?
nose,
Little
Actually,
girl?
I
right?
like
And
the
then she
twist
beats
they
him up.
did.
He's like,
What, where she
get
goes?
shit on, get memed on.
No. I like the twist that they did, whereas like it looked like the mom was betraying them, but it wasn't. Was anybody else? Like,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
actually
I-
kind of fooled by that.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I was
saw-
too.
I saw the faces in the little masks, and I was like, oh, that's cool. She like borrowed one of those and used it for the one movie where she uses it with Fury, like. But I was like, oh wait, that doesn't work timeline wise, so like it doesn't matter. But I guess she managed to get a hold of that technology somehow. Don't know. But
Who used that technology before?
Black Widow used the face thing and like
Yeah, I
Civil-
saw on Instagram.
in Civil War. Was it Civil War? No, Winter Soldier, where she's in the conference room and she takes it off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
Well, the mom
excuse
was
me.
also like a technician, or not a technician, but like I don't know, a smart person who like invented stuff.
A
for
smart person.
Yeah. who invented
Okay,
stuff for
hang
him.
on.
So,
Hang on. This talking about the mom reminded me of that pig scene that really made me upset. Where she's just like, stop breathing. The pig's like,
And the she's like, why are you killing the pig?
everyone's like looking at her like,
It's like,
So
ma'am.
You had
what are you doing? What are you doing to the pig?
you had something that was like kind of a cool fact that you saw, Alex, about the red guy, David
Red
Harbour's
Guardian.
character.
Oh, just that, like, his character is named Alexi in Stranger
Oh
Things.
my god, that's what
There's
I was thinking the
Alexi.
entire
Yeah.
time. I literally was
So-
like, isn't that the guy who got shot at the carnival, like the Russian guy? And now he's playing a Russian guy?
Except the difference is we like that Russian character.
I
He was really
Alexi.
nice.
Was his name Alexi in the comics?
I
For
don't
Marvel?
know. I don't
I don't
even.
know.
I didn't even know
That's
that.
not
My
what
name's
we're
Alexi
talking
at
about.
work.
I didn't even know Red Man was even a thing in the Marvel. Which he
Bro, they're really
is.
making a
Red
lot of like
Man.
doppelganger, like Captain America's like U.S. agent and Crimson.
I saw-
Star or
They've already
whatever.
been made.
Well, I saw
Yeah.
a video that,
Well,
like, kind of, like,
They should
fits
bring
in
them
with
out
that.
now. Now that Cap's gone.
I don't know. I saw a video, like, someone was like, oh, if, like,
Well,
Cap did go back in time, technically he would have been there, like, in the 80s when, like, the Red Guardian said he, like, encountered him or something. So, like,
no,
it makes sense, but, like, not really, because, like, what?
I don't
I'm-
even know.
there, you'll see a lot of different versions of Cap over
Yeah.
the timeline. There's a Captain Britain.
What?
who will
Oh
eventually-
yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
are you talking about the
Yeah.
What If? That animation that's coming out.
No, Captain Britain is his own character. The what
like a
if situation is like, what if Peggy Carter like became
Captain America.
I saw this
That'll be
like
different. That show will
interview.
be
She was
good,
like,
though.
"I'm Captain Carter." In the What If, that's what she said.
Is that her name?
That's what she said in the What If trailer.
She says her name.
Have you guys seen the What If trailer?
No, what is that?
It's like
What
a
is
a
that?
3D animated
It's like
Marvel.
It's like what if this happened instead
Yeah,
of this
like
one?
in the
This
What
one
If, it's like
was
what if the Black Panther was Star-Lord,
which
right? And what if like Captain America was a zombie or some shit? I don't know.
It was like zombie.
And like if
and
Captain
it was
America
something.
like never became the super soldier and Peggy Carter ended up being the super soldier.
what were you gonna say earlier?
Speaking of what if, I saw an interview with like Thor and Loki in it. Like anyways,
Tom Hiddleston,
Chris and Chris Hemsworth, and they're like, what if instead of like what's his face, what if Chris Hemsworth was Captain America? So it wouldn't be like Captain America, it'd be like Captain Australia.
Okay, Chris Hemsworth, like he really works good for Thor, but he does not work.
No, because like the
for
question was
any
like,
other
if you were
role.
to be like any other like
Well, I know what
Avenger
you're
or
talking
Marvel
about.
character, which one would you be? And he said Captain America.
Yeah, there's some actors in in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe that just don't work for any other role, and it's
Yeah, like
that
Tom
unfortunate.
Hiddleston was supposed to be Captain America.
Yeah,
Or
but
he auditioned
Which
for him.
which
was?
actor
Huh?
could do all of them?
Tom Hiddleston, the guy.
Really?
that
No,
plays
no, no,
Peggy?
that's not what I
Was
mean.
he trying to
What I
be-
mean
No,
is,
it's like
Who the what?
Y'all, we need to stop talking over each other.
no. What I was gonna say is like there's actors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe who can't act anywhere else because of unfortunately they've already been in the Marvel, so you like that's who you remember them as. But like, I don't know.
I mean,
what-
I'd rather be in the Marvel
Like, could
like
you
see- Yeah, and
cinematic
I-
universe
I understand
and then
that,
nothing
but, like,
else.
having like Chris Hemsworth play as anybody else, it doesn't work because just the way his acting is super like just weird and stiff.
I mean, I see his brothers in movies. I'm like, haha, Thor's brother.
But yeah, but like Chris Pratt works in tons of other stuff just because of
Yeah.
the way his acting is. Chris Evans
pretty
works in
good
a lot of
actor.
other stuff because he's just a good
Like the
actor. Robert Downey
Avengers,
Jr.
man.
But like, you can't freaking put, I don't know.
Hemsworth, like he was
Tom
in.
Holland.
He kind of fits the
Yeah,
role
Tom
of dumb
Holland.
blonde.
Wasn't he in
Tom
Snow White
Holland-
and the Huntsman movie?
I thought I'd play a pretty good Spider-Man.
Tom Holland
Yeah, I
worked.
think he was.
Those movies were good.
Tom Holland worked
like
in that
Snow White
one.
and Huntsman.
No comment.
What?
What do you say?
I said I thought I could play a pretty good Spider-Man.
I mean, you got the right shirt on.
Spider-Man.
No, he needs a spider. We need to get Zach a Spider-Man shirt.
Look, they spend all that money on CGI. I'm sure they can CGI like 80 pounds off.
Okay.
Play an 18-year-old.
They did it with Chris
Or like
Chris
15.
Evans.
Speaking of CGI, one of the scenes like on the bridge when it was just silent and then the crash.
Oh my god,
I kind of got scared for a second.
That's not CGI.
Fuck out of me.
I know.
Yeah,
I was trying to
there was a lot of,
transition
like,
it
yeah,
into the
I
topic,
knew.
but it didn't quite work. Okay.
I was sitting next to Jack when that rocket launcher hit the car. I fucking jumped out.
Same. I jumped too.
I was
I don't know.
about to piss myself.
Yeah, I
expected,
was
like,
fucking just
That scene,
terrified.
that scene where Yelena and like Alexi are just like singing American Pie, and they're
I
like,
knew something was gonna
Good
happen. And
morning,
I
Miss
jumped just because it was
American Pie.
loud.
They use that trope twice.
What, the first or the second time?
and they're like drinking whiskey and rap, boom, and then like
When
No,
your
Day
giant
That I
spotlights come
Die. Day That I
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah.
That's when it exploded.
Yeah, it said die, and then all of a sudden, boom, explosion,
Mhm.
and then it was just like white light everywhere, and they were
Yeah.
both like, "What the?"
That
Like,
was a
director-
Very movie
I
scene.
thought Alexi
director
died.
of the movie.
Alexi had like freaking 20 darts shot into him. He was like, "Ha, that didn't get me," and then it was
The
just like,
pain only makes
There was
me
like one, and they
stronger.
said that, and then the 20 hit
So
him.
actually, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off, but there's one character that we're skimming over that everybody kind of doesn't like.
Who?
Taskmaster.
Why
We
like
really skim over. We
Taskmaster?
talked about
Because
her
they
for a
didn't
bit.
like because Taskmaster is actual like cool character, and they immediately are just like, we'll give him barely any screen time.
her.
Or give her barely any. Sorry, I'm used to calling it him because that's who it's supposed to be.
Excuse
Sorry,
me.
I don't. I
Basic.
understand.
Wait, who
I
is
understand-
it actually though? Because they made it like
It was
the
directed
by his
daughter.
daughter.
Yeah,
It's the daughter.
they
but,
made
like,
it the daughter, but in the like
in
what
the
was it
comics,
supposed
it's
to
actually
be?
supposed to be just a regular guy
Yeah, it's
who's
a
like
guy.
that's his skill. It's not like a robot chip. It's just like he's just incredibly
He just
like
trained.
yeah, it's like, you know, photographic memory, but it's that except you can memorize people's skills and you can do that, which
Right,
is like
which is,
cool.
like-
So like,
His-
if he fought
his
Thor,
whole
could he
thing-
like fight with a giant hammer and be worthy of Asgard?
no.
Oh my
But
god.
There's-
his whole thing was like
We really
They-
even got to see that, like the whole like copying people's
right,
like.
which is at the beginning. It showed a little bit at the
Fighting style.
beginning, which I thought was really cool. I'm like, all right, this
For, like,
is they're kind of
2
doing it.
minutes. That was it.
Yeah, it showed them. It showed her like scanning
Yeah.
like Captain America during Civil War or something like that. Like,
Oh,
he was using
a
they
shield,
were they
yeah.
were there.
No, she
It
was
showed
sitting there
okay.
just watching. But
But it's like the whole point of Taskmaster is he's supposed to be like part Spider-Man, part Captain America, part like
Iron
all,
Man.
part
But-
like all of them. Like he could whip webs.
the coolest thing
he could
about
throw
him
a shield.
the coolest thing about him is that he'd learn new skills on the go. So he'd be finding somebody and he'd like immediately learn like how they fight, and it'd be really cool. But it was kind of dumb because he had barely any scenes where he did that. There was nods, like they had like Black Panther with the claws. There was a scene where he like she flips the knife, and I'm like, ooh, and that like, okay, hands down, coolest thing in all the Marvel movies. The scene where the Winter Soldier is fighting Captain America, and he like does like
With the knife.
and then flips the knife, and then does coolest scene. I
Yeah.
would watch that scene a million times and be satisfied with all Marvel movies because it's the coolest scene. But he does that, and then in the end of the movie, they're like, "But he's good now," and he dies, right? Or do they
That
take?
person doesn't die.
Oh, do they not? Okay,
No,
so they make
kinda
him
just like
good,
save her.
but is stupid.
The thing that I'm excited for is that there's still a chance that the Taskmaster guy version that we're used to, or like from the comic,
Might be
can
researched.
still come back, or can
How?
still be a
Because
thing.
of the
I'm
what
not-
if, or
Because
Because the daughter was exposed
Well,
to the
I-
mist, right?
Because of
so like
multiverses.
spoiler alert if you haven't seen Loki yet, but the multiverse is now a thing.
Well, okay, no.
Oh.
They've already confirmed that in Infinity War, though, in Endgame.
Huh?
They
Why?
already confirmed that.
With
they already
Doctor
said
Strange.
that there's like and that as
There's-
well that there's
Yeah.
There's
multiverses
multiple
versions.
outcomes, is what Doctor Strange was talking
Right.
about.
But the thing is
But
about
the multiverse means that there's actually
like multiple
like
versions of everybody.
alternate realities. So it's like there can
Sounds-
be multiple Spider-Men now. There could be the What If
Basically,
show.
Loki.
Like yeah, alligator Loki.
and I'm not
It's like
Alligator
the What
Loki.
If series was thought to be just like kind of like a fun little show. Now it's canon because there's a multiverse.
Mhm.
yeah, and
So it's like they could just do anything now.
right, and not
I'm
to
excited
like
for that.
not saying that like having Taskmaster as a woman makes her a worse character,
That's not what made her bad.
but that's
I'll
not what
agree
made her bad.
Taskmaster
What
was
made her
bad.
bad is that they just did not make her an
She
interesting
didn't
character.
look cool.
No, because Taskmaster's whole thing is that he is a skull for a face.
Right.
And in this one, they're like, oh, it's like a real mask. You could have made
It
it
looks
look
like
more
he's doing
skull-
motocross or some shit.
Right, it makes it look like a motorcycle
Wouldn't
helmet.
it be kind of cool if like the girl was supposed to be thought dead, she died in like an explosion?
Mm-hmm.
What if her skull was showing?
Right, and they already have confirmed, like
Oh,
with Red
like,
Skull, that's
what?
a possibility to be showing like their face melted off.
Like,
I don't know why they had
like
to...
maybe the technology in the mask is keeping her like having her actual skull there and being alive. I don't know, Marvel Universe stuff. Be cool. It just showed her being a burn victim.
And
Like not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just like not cool.
and he gets like kind of cock blocked because he's fighting Alexei, right? And then for some reason the sister Yelena pulls out of nowhere, which I think she was doing something else in the scene, and then for some reason just kind of like while she's walking by, she's like, "Oh, I'll do this on the way," and then just like kicks him into a cell, and then they shut the door.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, well, that's stupid because like he's obviously winning, and like, but I kind of prefer that as opposed to like the super soldier like Red Man winning. I don't know his name. I don't.
The
care
Red
to know
Guardian?
that. I don't care.
I
to know
think
his
it would have
name.
been. Wouldn't it have been better if he just like kicked the shit out of Red Guardian?
He
and
did.
Just, like, went on to the next guy.
He did.
Which was
He somehow
Yelena.
beat a super soldier, but then right when the moment when Miss whatever comes out of nowhere and she's just like ha, and then like kicks him in, and like he's stuck in this cell where it's like he can't bust. She is stuck in the cell because like bulletproof glass or something or whatever.
She has a f***ing shield.
the heck. She has
Or
a
she
shield.
has the Black Panther claws.
She has all these different tools and things that she can use to get out, and
She
she
has
just
that-
stands there and stares at the glass like a freaking bird, and it's
Whatever
just
that
like,
thing is on her back, she can just like make whatever tool she needs. Why didn't she just bust out?
Because
She's just like, boom, boom. I use fist every day. Boom, boom, boom. So, they made him look stupid in that scene.
All right. Speaking of lack of Taskmaster, whatever, I can't speak. I'm gonna bring up another controversial topic that I brought up before with Mortal Kombat.
What?
Same thing.
I didn't see that.
Well,
I watched
would
the
you
podcast, though.
do you think if this movie was a one season like show, would you think it would have been a little better? Because you would have seen her backstory, and then you would have seen more of like in depth
No.
kind of previous.
no,
No,
really?
I don't
no,
think
no.
so.
Okay, so
Nope.
actually, no, I
Nope.
kind of. That's the because I thought Black Widow was supposed to be a series, so they're making all these series. I thought it was supposed to be a series. If they put it in a different timeline, and even if you were to say, okay, no Black Widow, right? Because like she's a dead
'Cause-
character for whatever, you could have made a Taskmaster series that everybody would have loved because that's actually sort of cool.
Yeah,
And
if
have
they
him
made it like
actually-
the comics.
Like I don't know, it's one of those things where
But
it's
like, people apparently were expecting like an origin story of like Black Widow, and they didn't really get that exactly. They got like what 10 minutes of it.
Right.
So like if they really wanted it, and that's the reason why they made like the movie, they should have made kind of maybe like a 5-episode kind of like show, just dragging out a little more so they can get more what they wanted out of it.
Oh my
and they
God.
would have seen
I-
a lot
No,
more.
I don't think that would have fit very well. I think the movie is just fine as it is. Like if it was a series,
Nah,
I feel like
the
it just
movie
would have
was
been
not fun.
dragged on. Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't have had a point. Like each episode just I don't know.
Well, you
it
would've
just
seen
it
more of,
flows
like, the
better as a
Taskmaster.
movie.
Well, the
I
thing
don't
is
care
like,
who the movie
this
wasn't
is
about
what
the
they could've
Taskmaster. It was
done.
about f***ing Black Widow and
It
how
was
she
complaining about the
whatever
origin
she
of
did whenever she's like
Taskmaster.
okay, whatever. I don't know. I like this movie and like the way they did it. I think it works well. I kind of wish there was just like an origin of what she did before Marvel, but whatever, it's fine.
That's the point.
I like
They
I
should
get
have made
you
it
want-
like a movie where, like, what she did while she was doing
Mamma
stuff for the Red
mia.
Room. I'm sorry, now you can go.
I love you. So, fuck, God.
I love
Can't
you
even
too,
remember
Zach.
What I was thinking about, but God, I love you so much.
we're
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
What are we at?
No, we have fun.
no, we're
going,
good.
I'll
We're good
keep
on
going,
time.
Zach.
Sorry.
Keep going.
What were you gonna say?
I agree, like what she was saying, but like I feel like the same reason you didn't, if someone didn't like the movie because she's like a dead character, they'd really hate a long series about her. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I get wanting to see her, like her becoming a Black Widow, but at the same time, I really love the intro, like when the
With
credits
Nirvana?
played.
Yeah, with the Nirvana
I
song.
Of
love-
course you
Loved it.
did.
What do you mean? Of course
You can-
I
you
did.
can
They should have
still have
taken
it.
it somewhere.
We're gonna make him sound like
Little
a pedophile.
girl.
Yeah, it was a little girl.
Little girls in containers. They take them off the streets. Little girls.
Okay, and this is something that like I thought of.
I'm
So
not a pedophile.
we've covered most scenes, right? Most of them.
We covered like
Yeah,
everything.
we like got
Covered most.
everything mostly.
I mean, end of the day,
Something-
she kicks the bad guy's ass. He dies. She won.
There's something that was missed.
He doesn't die on screen.
You know the
though.
scene where the mom and the dad are in the jet? One of the wings gets clipped off. How did they land? And how did it have its wing back?
How did it get clipped off again? What happened?
Because debris hits it, which didn't hit the Yelena and the parachute.
So
how did no
Let me,
shut
let me
up.
explain it to you
Shut
the
up!
way the director would.
Shut up!
Ah!
How does it land? Because it doesn't have its wing. And that's the dumbest thing to me because all of a sudden they're just like, it's fixed.
I think they crashed.
And-
I know.
I
what
think
you're
they
talking
crashed.
jet.
I know what happened. I know what happened.
What happened?
So Amber immediately comes out of the Invincible universe and just kicks his shoulder.
Yeah, somehow. But that's stupid.
And then she
And
yells
I-
at
I
Black
think they
Widow for
crashed.
saving
I
his universe.
really want it to happen, and I know tons of people are going to disagree
It
with
was a
me.
TVA.
I wanted them to crash, and in the distance, like it's the scene of like Black Widow and Taskmaster, and they make up, and then it's like Black Widow and Yelena, and all you see in the background is just like, and and they die in a hot fire, and the two dumbest characters in the movie just burn and die because they're dumb, they're stupid, they have no character development because they sit there and they loathe in their own stupid bull. It's dumb. The movie's stupid. It wasn't needed. We're in the last hour of it. How does it end?
They
the mom and dad are
escape.
like,
They
we're
escape.
gonna take all the widows.
Family.
We'll take
Family.
Dreykov's daughter, and we're gonna use the jet, right? That we just
They
crashed in.
they
by the
took
way.
off trying to find other widows to
Yeah, they're
set
we're gonna-
them
we're
free
gonna-
or something.
yeah.
That's how it
we're gonna
ended.
convert the widows
They were
to,
like-
to Christianity, and
Oh
you
my
go do your thing.
What, they're having a crusade?
They're having they're having a crusade for all the widows.
And then
So overall, the movie was pretty good.
No,
I
it's
like-
not.
Yeah, I like the movie.
Okay, Can I explain
like
to you
trash
guys
in the heart.
how they actually landed from the developer's seat, right? Okay, so the wing gets clipped off, right? So they're all like agents trained in like gymnastics or some shit, right? So they somersault out of that jet and land in a brand new jet, and then that jet lands in the movie, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Huh?
Make it make sense.
What are we
Made
talking
it make sense.
What are you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
But
They were crashing, right? They were in a jet that was broke.
They didn't go into a new jet.
No, they didn't get a new
no,
jet.
listen.
No.
Oh my
Why
Because it
would-
makes sense, right? Because
No.
No, it does not.
They're
Oh.
all agents. They can all do the goofy ass pose that Black Widow does, right? They just somersault out of that jet into a brand new jet. Boom. Makes
Okay,
sense.
so
I'm just kidding. It doesn't make
the
sense.
scene where they're running to the strip, which is also for some reason that you have this massive friggin' like station in the sky, and it has the tiniest airway strip I've ever seen. The mom and dad take the last ship.
Mhm.
How is there another ship there when the big important guy gets there?
How did they? What do you mean?
I don't think they took the last
ship?
one.
From what it seemed like, that was
Maybe
the
there were
la-
more ships. on the
Also,
other
hold on.
side.
I want to
Yeah.
note
There's
something.
probably more
When they were
random paths.
getting to the Red Room, like in that airplane, wasn't it Black Widow who was driving as the mom because she had the mask on? Or was that after?
Oh my
was that
God.
before or after? Because how the would she know how to get there?
That's true. That's
How
stupid.
would she know how to get there?
What did they tell? What would she say? Like, I don't remember how to get there. No, because she was flying. Like, okay, whatever.
Like,
Like,
did they, like,
cruise control?
also,
no,
was she the
mom's
one-
Not flying.
Hold on. Also, was Black Widow the one that electrocuted Yelena or something? Because if they switched in that room before
Yeah.
they got there,
Yeah.
that means that she would have electrocuted Yelena.
Yeah, but they did that.
Yeah,
part-
at
'cause
that
part of
point
the
they were
plan.
switched.
Did they also, in the scene where they're about to cut Yelena's head open, did they not pat her down? And if they're about to do
I don't
surgery on her, why
know.
didn't they strip her of her like uniform and put her in a gown?
They were just getting the brain out, so I
Because,
guess they didn't have to
um,
take her clothes off. But
because
it just
They're a little
seems kind of
lazy.
sketch.
I wish.
It's just
I can explain this one too. I
No,
can explain
please
this
don't.
one
no.
from the
Please
development
don't
Please don't.
explain it. Please don't.
Because
No.
if they patted her down, right, Yelena could bring the whole company down with sexual harassment charges, right? So they couldn't do that. Boom.
Thanks.
Explained it.
all right. Speaking of her,
Favorite actors? Favorite actors?
real quick.
No, no.
One thing.
Scarlett Johansson's
Favorite-
butt.
Hold on.
Can we say something positive?
Scarlett Johansson's butt. Best actor. There you go.
I can agree with that.
It had a lot more. It had
Say something good about the movie.
It had a parent.
A lot
no.
more screen time than Taskmaster.
Nick, say something good about the movie.
You want me to say something good?
Say something
Was there anything you liked about the movie?
All you do is trash.
I'm trash on all movies. I liked it. Okay. Actually,
Like, do you like her sister?
no, if I say I like Inception, you're gonna give me crap about that because I like Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
But what did I like about the movie? I have to think about it.
I mean, can you?
I like the scene where all the widows are just beating
Just every
Scarlett
scene,
Johansson in the face.
every scene I think of is met with, yeah, but this was kind of stupid.
Okay, come on. You gotta like the pocket scene though. Like I know
No,
there's
no,
so many pockets.
Okay,
that
I
was
like
pretty good.
I like the
That was
scene
funny.
when
That was
Yelena
funny.
talked about
Love
a uterus.
Yelena.
Wait, I got one. So like, okay,
Oh
did
my
you guys
God,
ever see
yes.
Did you guys
The
ever
no
see the
uterus
Unbreakable
scene?
movie?
No.
With the
uterus
Olympic,
scene, though.
Olympic athlete guy who's like he goes to Japan and gets like
yeah, I've
tortured
seen
and
Unbroken.
Okay, that one scene, right? Where like they make all the other inmates just punch him in the face like 500 times. They just go on a line and just punch him in the face.
That's
right?
not this movie though.
That is in this movie.
No, it's
Because
not in
the-
your
The
movie.
scene where Black Widow is getting punched by all the other widows. There's like they're
Oh.
lining up, right? And Black Widow's like right here, and I'll just go like, boom, move this way, and the other one comes over like, boom, and just like.
Hey Nick, you want to
Come
know?
over here and punch us.
Nick, you want to know the difference between that movie and this movie? It was good.
Unbreakable is good.
Sorry,
But that was a funny scene.
and it was actually based on a true story instead of this, which is a poop story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
Sorry,
it kinda
the only
emulated that,
and I
which is
will
good.
say, okay, the only good part in the movie
Here we go.
is
Finally.
any scene that had Taskmaster in it, where he was actually doing something useful instead of being a stupid developed character who had no scenes.
Yeah.
Where he actually fought and he actually did stuff. Because unfortunately, in the scene where he's fighting what's his name, I kind of fell asleep.
What, find
Because
the
it was-
Crimson Star?
Yeah.
The Red Guardian?
I didn't fall asleep, but I just kind of like dozed off because it was kind of like,
I almost called him the Red Chin.
Yeah, I gotta say.
Or the Crimson
You
Chin.
don't like the
Usually-
pocket scene?
No, I did.
No, I like that.
I'm just saying, like.
Jack, where are
usually-
you?
Usually, movies like this.
We
Have,
can't see you, Jack.
I don't want.
Where'd you
It's
go?
camera 4.
I don't want to be seen. All right. Usually, movies
Why
like
is the mic
this.
over there?
Can you stop?
We
interrupting
can't hear
me?
you.
Put the mic
Yes,
close
you
to your
can.
mouth,
Yeah.
man!
You can hear him from there.
All
Shut
right.
up.
Cannot hear.
I can't see you.
Let him
In
talk.
post.
I'm done. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear
No,
what you
you're
have to
fine. No,
say
you're
because it
fine.
could actually bring
No,
more
you're-
Go,
stuff.
come on,
Alright.
come on, come on, come on.
All right. Usually, movies like this, even when I know the outcome of the movie, obviously the protagonist is gonna win in a battle. Usually, they still have me on the edge of my seat. Like I'm like, I catch myself clenching the seat, like grabbing the armrest, like all like scared and whatnot.
To clench your
I'm
butt
not
cheeks.
scared, but like, okay, maybe I do, but but I'm like, I'm like clenching up a little bit, because I'm like, I'm on the edge. But
Glory.
this movie just didn't really have
Didn't
me
really
on
do
the
that.
edge that
Yeah.
much. It didn't.
So
it
there's
like.
there's good ways of doing backstories, right? So for instance, one of the best examples I have, which you two won't understand, but Zach will, is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Who,
Because
me?
what they did is they took a new character who's the main character who you don't know lives or dies because you don't know like whether or not they're just gone or they live or die. So it adds some sort of like suspense to it. So that's something they could have done was have Yelena like you'd be like, oh, I don't know if she's gonna live or die. But there's no scenes like that in it. Even the scene where they're like starting to draw on her forehead, like with a Sharpie.
Drive
it's
a
still-
mustache
you're
on
like-
her face.
It would have been so much better. Well, I shouldn't say that, but
It would have been improved.
it would have been
A little-
improved
just
if they
slightly.
had a little bit more like suspense to the movie and blah blah blah, whatever.
It's like that scene, yeah, like you were saying with that scene where they're crashing, like raise the stakes a little. Like that's a scene where they could die or something and make something happen.
And I
but
don't
they
remember
didn't.
if the wing gets completely clipped off, but
It does,
I remember
it
like
does.
a part of it gets broken and they like lose control of it. So like I don't know how they
Yeah,
bring
like the
it back.
fucking whatever that one wing is that sticks straight up. Like, is that the aileron or some shit? Jack, is that
No.
the aileron?
No, that's not the aileron.
What-
How would he know? He doesn't fly
He
planes.
was in aerospace class.
They don't teach you that.
Yeah, they do. In
No.
aerospace.
It's the whatever.
I,
But
I
anyway,
was in that class, but I forgot.
back to. Is there any other parts you guys want to
Yes.
talk
Well,
about?
I have a
Go ahead.
question.
Because
Hold on,
I would
Zach.
let you talk, but they haven't talked, and we always yell at each other the entire
sorry, I'm
podcast.
We're just sitting here, just watching and
Go
observing.
ahead.
I
All
apologize.
right. Jack was wondering about this too, but do you think like they're gonna have like Yelena like continue off to be like a main like villain or like carry on like the story of trying to revenge her sister,
She'll
like
be a
from
villain.
Clint killing her?
Oh, because
They're
because
building.
Val's like sending her after Bart. now
yeah.
or
Do you think they're
something,
gonna
right?
show that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Hawkeye.
Okay.
He's gonna have his own TV show eventually.
Alright.
And then she's gonna like pop up in it. Do
Yeah,
you think she's
well,
gonna be like a good part
I
of
feel
it,
like
like
it's
half of
gonna
it,
be,
like
like-
just a small like
She'll be a
little
part
scene or
of it.
two?
Not a
I
a
feel like
little
she's
scene.
gonna try to assassinate him though.
It's gonna be like Godzilla vs Kong or Batman vs Superman, where it's like these two people are pitted against each other. They end up actually working each other to take on
A
a greater like evil or something.
Well, you know what they're
Yeah.
building,
Is this a
right?
prediction?
So
No, it's a
No, it is
guarantee
fact.
probably. We know this is gonna happen. They're gonna
So-
pull
It is
that.
a little predictable. I gotta
Yeah,
say.
well, okay, because that's the thing about a lot of movies nowadays. When you watch enough movies, you kind of understand like cliches and tropes. And the thing is that
Well,
like
I got some movies that have come out like kind of don't follow, or they don't follow the traditional like movie path.
The-
like,
the
Like
last
the Fear
movie-
Street series.
the last. Well, that one kind of has some tropes. The ending of it, right? But I'm not
Just
gonna get into that.
The killing scenes.
But they're like the last movie where they didn't have like that whole feeling of like trope that I've seen, and I haven't seen a lot of movies recently, but it's Tenet. But like Tenet's like in a whole new different breed of movie than Black Widow. Like if you put this next to Tenet, it's the same thing as like I don't know that
Put, like,
anything
Sweet
I say
Life
might be
and My Little
offensive.
For
So
Pony.
action, for a standalone action movie,
Let's
this
compare
was fine.
Invincible to My Little
But
Pony.
we hold Marvel movies to such a high standard nowadays that it is just an average Marvel.
Well, no, but that's the thing is,
facts.
well,
I think
yeah,
it's
but
just like-
that's the thing is that it's an average Marvel movie. So if you take away the fact that it's a Marvel movie, then it would be lower. Then
Yeah,
it
like
would be
Natasha
but
wasn't
like-
even in it. If like you didn't have any Avengers, like you were saying, nothing Marvel in it, it would just be an average kind of like adventure.
But it'd be
Well, I think
worse.
it's a
Yeah,
similar story
but-
with like the new Star
I
Wars
I
movies.
think
You
the
can't say-
reason, hold
I
on,
feel like
I
you
think
can't
the
say
reason
that.
why no one likes it is because this is basically like this movie was just like a buffer movie. It was just like a segue
They're
into
just,
like
like,
the
saying
next
They just
goodbye
movie.
to
needed a
Natasha.
little bit
They
more
needed
money.
something
They
to
needed
like
to satisfy
push
like the
their,
fans
like,
who wanted
Yeah.
a Black
Yeah.
Widow movie while also like setting up Phase 4.
yeah, they
Yeah,
just
it's
needed
just-
something
it's a
to
goodbye.
connect their.
But I think
It's a
that
send off for Black Widow, and they wanted to use this opportunity to build upon more people.
But
I
I
think
Yeah,
it was
'cause
like
I saw-
okay, the old Marvel movies like Iron Man and all like Captain America, the First Avenger. It's like lightning in a bottle. You're not gonna get that again. You know,
No.
like the Star Wars movies and the new like Last Jedi and Force Awakens and all that shit. I'm not even gonna say the other one because I hate it so much.
Don't compare the Marvel universe to that.
Mark
Star
Hamill's
Wars.
just like old Star Wars fans. Don't expect lightning in a bottle when you go watch these movies because you're not gonna get that nostalgia. You're not gonna get that same
You
satisfaction.
square up on a bug, Nick.
You know, there's a bug. But you,
Ooh, you're
that's-
just
It's Amber.
but that's the thing is you have these movies, right? And it's like Star Wars and Marvel, and you have this franchise that like it's like your baby, right? And you give birth to this baby that you've been holding for 9 months, and you've been waiting, and you birth them.
What is the baby in this analogy? Marvel?
The baby in this analogy is like Marvel, right?
What-
And it's
is
like
it-
your
okay,
baby.
okay.
But like to anybody else, right? It's just a regular friggin' baby. But since it's your baby, and say as in your, it's like the fan base, right? You have this baby, right? And you're just like, but I love him. But it's the ugliest motherfucker you've ever seen.
Oh.
And the thing is that you look at this baby and you're like, but it's my baby, so it has to be perfect. Even though it's ugly, it's my baby, so it's perfect. Take away the fact that it's your baby, it's terrible. So that's the thing. You have Star Wars. The last 3 movies were garbage fire.
Yeah.
According
But the
to
thing
you.
is, since it was Star Wars, since it was your baby, it's
People-
gotta be good. Stop.
No, I think there's a
people-
difference. There.
But stop. No. But stop.
We're not
putting-
talking about Star Wars.
Right, but not Star Wars. But the thing is
I
that
get what
you
he's
can-
saying, though,
You can
yeah.
put these
Can
on
I-
Marvel series and put it on Marvel movies. Stop acting like just because it is your baby that it's perfect. Your baby's freaking ugly, and you gotta see it every once in a while. And that's the thing is like,
Gotta come to terms
Stop.
with the cold hard truth.
But the baby is Scarlett Johansson.
but the baby is Scarlett Johansson. And unfortunately, they don't
Hi,
want to do
Zach.
that to a woman lead
Can we,
role.
I don't like where this is going.
And
Already
and
been
and
convicted of.
And unfortunately, like, you have tons of movies that have done, like, I don't want to say tons because there haven't been that many, but there's a lot of other examples where they have women lead roles that are interesting and don't seem that thing where it's like they push it. They don't have to push it because it's already a good movie. And when you push it,
I don't think it was pushing this.
I don't think it was really
No,
pushed
it
in
definitely
this
was
one.
not.
But the thing is that unfortunately there are movies that fall into that thing, like, excuse me, Captain Planet, Captain Marvel,
Captain
Fuck,
Captain
Captain
Planet, Captain Marvel.
I don't think that was pushed. I don't think her being a woman was pushed either. I think
Really?
I think Brie Larson's
I
just
th-
not a good actor.
I think.
I think they both
it
kind
was
of they kind of both
Like,
factor
no,
in to
no
make
offense
a
to Brie
ugly
Larson. Like
mud
I
puddle.
just don't think you're a great actor.
But the thing is about
Captain Marvel.
the thing is,
I don't know her name. I just know her character.
yeah, but the thing is,
You gotta know the names to look up.
Captain
That's a
Marvel-
Obviously, you
boy.
know the girl name.
A lot
As
of-
a teenage boy, you gotta know the names to look
Listen,
up. Okay.
I knew the name
I-
like 20 seconds
it-
ago, but
Zach,
I
you're
can't
digging
think of it now.
yourself a hole.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
20. All right.
I'm
You're digging yourself even deeper.
Well, and here's the thing about like
What's
that
her-
whole thing about like Captain Marvel. I'll just say it really quick.
What's her name?
Having an unlikable character in a movie is understandable based off an actor, but her character in the comics is terrible as is. So hating her in the movie really isn't a crime because in the comics she's worse. Because
Which one from the comic? The guy version or the girl
the
version?
girl
Can we
version
talk
of
about
Captain
the-
Marvel. Because no, I'll just say
Can
really.
I answer a question?
Yes,
Go ahead,
just
finish up.
I'll
Yeah, I wanna answer
finish
the
up. Captain Marvel tries to kill Spider-Man because a man has a bad dream and she's like, "Oh no," and then goes and tries to kill. But
She's
that's
like,
just-
Luke
You watched that
Skywalker.
one TikTok, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
She's like Luke Skywalker, the Last
Did I
Jedi.
send it to you? Oh, anyway, sorry. Let's get back to because I see Alex hating me for doing this.
What we're referencing is there's a whole TikTok based off of like this guy ranting on how terrible Captain Marvel as a person is, and
I wanna
like
see
he's
that.
not wrong. I mean, she is kind of a dick character.
I never liked her, honestly.
But
I'm sorry, Brie Larson. Just the scene.
Brie
where,
Larson.
the scene where you're fighting.
Goose is undefeated.
The scene where she's
cat?
fighting to whatever the song is. Was it Cherry Bomb? Yeah, whatever song they use in that part where you're just like, ugh, like it's like.
All right,
Anyways,
let's
can
You
I-
were like
can I
that.
answer a
let's
question?
continue this.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, basically, like you asked if she's going to be a bad guy in the future, right?
Or-
Elena?
Bad or
or-
good, or like whatever.
Like just have a role.
What do you think her future's gonna be?
So I have an answer for that.
Okay, I want to
Okay.
hear it.
All right,
So
director's
basically,
answer.
if you don't know, Hawkeye's gonna have his own TV show in the future, and it's basically the whole plot of that is gonna be him training his daughter Kate Bishop to be the next Hawkeye. So
I did
what?
not know that.
So basically, I'm sure Elena will play a role in that. She's going to be a bad guy going forward.
Right.
Now maybe
Are
they
you
could do
sure?
a twist. Yeah, that's the thing. They
I don't
maybe
know.
could
Like
do a
her
twist.
character's kind of like
I think
in the middle.
they're gonna make it so that she's gonna kill Clint. Wait, is it that his name Clint? Right? Okay, I think it's gonna they're gonna have it so it looks like she's gonna kill him, and then at the last moment she's gonna be like, "Wait, I'm not gonna kill you because
It
you
kinda
have
switches.
family." And like
Then
they're gonna
Vin
make it.
Diesel
Dom?
shows up
They're
and
gonna
he's
be
like,
like,
"Did someone
they're
say
gonna make her
family?"
like this good person. Then I think
They
that's
could
what's
do
gonna
that.
happen.
But what they're building up to is they're building up they're from like from these new TV shows in this movie. They're building up a kind of a Dark Avengers team versus it's gonna be Dark Avengers versus Kid Avengers.
Kid Avengers.
So there's a
Yo!
whole team of Young Avengers. So Kate Bishop is gonna be a part
Oh.
of that.
So essentially, Justice
We
Have
League.
you
saw.
guys
We
ever
saw.
seen-
If you watched Loki, you saw young Loki.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
could be kind
God.
of a part of that.
I
Wait,
think so.
Have you guys ever watched that one 2D animation, The Next Avengers, with like all the young, like versions of the
The
Avengers?
next Avengers are the Young
No.
Avengers.
Yeah,
kind of.
like,
It's
but I'm
just
talking
a
about
TV
okay.
show.
The
I
one
think
where
I
it's
saw
like,
that. I think I saw
yeah,
that
and
TV
like
show.
Ultron kills off all the adult Avengers.
Yeah, it was an
and
animated
it's like,
series, right?
It's like it's like Girl Thor,
Yeah.
like, little boy Cap,
Little
little boy Wasp
baby.
or whatever, and then little boy Hawkeye. I think.
So
It
it's
might
gonna be a
just
little
couple.
different than that. Like She-Hulk is getting her own show soon.
Oh.
She-Hulk's gonna be part of Kids Avengers.
That would be so
The
cool.
part of the Dark Avengers, they'll be led by, I forgot his name, U.S. agent, the evil Captain America. That
Oh,
the new
what's
Captain
his
America.
So
name?
Val's gonna be a bad guy. Then.
Fuck
He
that
will be
guy.
a bad guy going forward. Yelena's going to be a part of the Dark Avengers, or at least
Oh,
that's what
man.
they're setting up to.
She's
be.
so funny.
Then,
I love her.
you know,
Alright,
there'll be Red
let's-
Hulk by the. We saw. What's
Red
his
Hulk?
name?
Yeah, Red Hulk.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
She-Hulk
Red Hulk.
and Red
There's
Hulk.
She-Hulk,
Red
Red
Hulk.
Hulk. There's Grey Hulk.
So
Not
you know,
Grey Hulk.
Gray Hulk, Blue Hulk.
No, not
Remember
Grey.
the kind of old guy in Black Widow at the beginning where he
The
was
general?
hunting? Yeah, General Ross. He was hunting Black Widow. He showed up for very little, but like it was the old guy.
Yeah.
General Ross
With
has
the
been a
Sokovia
She
character.
said she said that he looked like sick though too. Like what?
Right.
Didn't
He
I
is-
saw a video
he
that
is
he was
sick.
gonna turn into something,
Yeah, he
right?
He's
is-
going to turn into Red Hulk.
Yeah, he's sick because he's sick from gamma radiation, which turned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait,
Which makes
wait,
me
who are we
giddy.
talking about?
Oh God.
How
We're
do
not
you
talking
get-
about
okay.
anybody because we know
Let's-
if we tell you.
We're not
you're gonna-
walking.
Let's finish the conclusions for
Okay,
this movie.
yeah, you're right. What
We
did
can leave the rest.
Favorite
of the stuff in
characters.
Loki.
Favorite characters. Zach.
Favorite characters? I don't
No,
know.
just like rate. Let's rate the movie. Let's finish
Rate
this
the
up.
movie.
No, yeah. If
Ratings?
we're over an hour.
Rating time.
Store numbers.
Do
Zach,
I have to go first?
number.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach.
Alright. I'm probably gonna end up giving it the highest rating out of all of us because I like the movie.
You're gonna say that we could give. I was gonna be like, really? Wow.
No, I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10. It is not. Like, it,
11 out of 10.
it has its flaws. It really does.
I'm not even gonna give it a 6.
I liked. Oh boy.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. we have fun.
I'm
we have
thinking.
Fun.
I hate
Anything
that
you
you put me
say.
on the spot.
Anything you
All
say.
right, Vic, you want to go
We
first?
can go Vic. You can do Vic
I
first.
can go first. Okay,
Alright.
so you know, when the movie finished in the theaters and we finished like the whole thing, I was like, yeah, this was a great movie. But now,
In hindsight, though.
Now after Nick ranted,
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
After going,
you change your perspective.
yeah, no, like I was like, yeah, this is a great movie. You know, everything was so cool. That was my thoughts after I watched the movie, and then all of a sudden everyone was like, damn, that sucked. Like, this is a horrible movie. I don't even know why they made this
Okay.
shit.
Don't
And
let
I was
us
like-
influence like.
I was
what
like,
you
it's
thought
hard
of the
not
movie.
to.
No, but you guys had me thinking,
very
and I was like, yeah,
passionate.
some of these things don't really add up in the movie, and I know it's like making Nick mad. He's like so freaking frustrated with this whole movie.
I thought
He's,
it was
like,
dumb from the
smoldering in
beginning.
his
Yeah,
face.
and
It's just a little.
He's just like.
I was gonna rate it really high, but after like us talking about all this stuff that went wrong or like just didn't make sense in the movie, I think a maybe 6 is an appropriate number for this movie.
So it's like.
So
it's-
like a
it's-
6 out of 10, I'd
It's
say.
below average. It's just
Um,
below average.
What's
Average
average? 5?
5?
5 is average.
Alright, let's do
No,
the
average
math
is
right
failing.
here. 5 is
5
average.
is a fail.
6 is above 5.
I'm going based off
Therefore,
like
it is
letter
not below
grades.
average.
Okay, well I
don't
gave
know.
my rating. Alex, what's up?
I enjoyed it. I just loved Elena. She's my favorite. So she made it a lot better than it would have been if she wasn't.
Yeah,
in it.
she's the only reason the rating was high.
Yeah, so and I enjoyed it. Like Vicky said, I'm still gonna stick with like my perspective on exiting the movie theater. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I'll definitely give it like a 7.5.
That's a
Fair.
little
Alright.
high.
I personally liked
I
it, not
think
what
it's
you
fair.
guys think.
So for me, I've said it before. I'll say it again. MVP of the movie, definitely Scarlett Johansson's butt because it appears 50% of the time.
That's
throughout
my
the movie.
thing. You can't say
can-
that. You
no,
just
me
sound
and,
like
me
a
and
creep.
Zach. Me and Zach.
I feel like
right
me
now,
taking
we agree.
Xavier's thing.
MVP of the movie is definitely Scarlett Johansson's butt. You would agree too, Zach, right? Other than that, nothing good about this movie. 5 out of 10.
What does it say?
Is it my turn to?
What did it say?
Is
What
it
did
my
say?
turn to give my rating for
Her
this?
little-
movie?
It's your turn.
You put it in front of the
Well,
camera
no,
so the
you
camera
can't.
can read
You
it.
can't guess what my
Go on.
what my
Nick.
poopy
I
rating's
think
supposed
yours
to
is
be.
gonna be like a 4. Is it?
That's
it's
pretty
three.
close.
3.5.
So like, okay, I need to kind of
2.5.
like go through my head and like quickly say, it wasn't the worst movie
But
I've
it
ever
wasn't
seen.
the best.
Because I think the worst movie.
Why in front of the stop?
Stop.
We got
I was
ASMR
thinking
up in
while he was
here.
talking.
I think the worst movie.
Wait, I forgot what it said.
Keep talking.
Guys,
Guys, if you don't off, pardon my French.
Let him get his.
No,
get
you're
out his
fun.
last-
Nick, be fearlessly authentic.
No! You're gonna leave me stay on the door. Don't clean it. It's not the worst movie that I've ever seen, but by far,
5-second rule.
that's like 12 seconds.
Chocolate.
Yeah, you should show camera 4 and just a Nick in the back.
I just 4.5.
This chocolate's really good.
Dang.
I got a 4.5 out of 10. I'll say 4 because I ain't rounding up for this movie. I'm sorry. It's lazy writing and it's a lot of doing stuff for the sake of like
Is this Dove?
Yeah.
I don't know.
4.5.
What does it say?
4.5.
Right.
No,
All right,
4.
all right.
Sorry, 4.
Zach.
4.
Shoot.
You done?
Yes, I'm done.
Go.
Okay.
Don't wait.
Because you're about to hate me.
And something else. I gotta go clean up my chocolate mess.
Do it after.
Littering.
We're almost done.
Sorry.
come on, guys, focus.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Podcast. All right.
MediaMix. You're mixing the media.
Shut the
I was gonna add something else, but we're kind of over time, so I'm just gonna go ahead.
No,
and-
go.
Well, I was just gonna mention that like there's an alternate ending at the ending cutscene, where cutscene, the
Credit scene.
credits scene, where you know how she was whistling at the grave, like she's doing her little.
I
whistle thing?
expected a whistle
You
back.
thought-
Me too.
There was an alternate ending where there was a whistle back, hinting that she's still alive.
That would have been so great.
The multiverse! Oh my god!
It wasn't the multiverse, though. I think it had something to do with the soul stone being returned. It's a soul for a soul, right? So if you give the soul stone back, it's a soul for a soul. Wouldn't you just get her back?
You know,
So that's what the director wanted to do, but she hasn't.
Comment down
because they
below,
didn't want her to do it.
is Black
didn't- they
Widow
didn't what?
still alive?
Nick, shut up.
Wait.
Why'd they have to cut it?
I don't know why she had to cut it. They just were
They just
forced
did.
to cut it.
I think
They
that's
did like
very
rock paper
interesting,
scissors, and they're gonna keep
I'm
it or
sure
not.
the heads at Marvel were like, we're not gonna give her another contract, so don't make it look like she's coming back or something.
Yeah.
That's what everybody expected, though.
yeah, I
was
wanted
sitting
that.
there waiting,
Yeah, I
like-
was like, she's gonna whistle
Then that
back, and then I
lady-
was like, ugh.
That
And then we got
lady-
the ugly lady.
Well, it's
Bro,
kind of the same thing
honestly,
with like them
they
being like
could just-
upside down. Like in the beginning, they said like, "Oh, you're upside down." They kind of redid that to, like towards the like middle of the movie. So they should have done that with the whistle.
They honestly
Yeah,
should just keep
But
giving
that,
the same
that
people
lady
the
is the
contracts.
person that's setting up the Dark Avengers and yada yada.
Whatever.
All right, what's your rating?
I think 7.5. I gotta agree
damn.
with Alex.
Dang.
I liked it so much. I mean, like, I will admit the plot wasn't great, but I liked all the actors in it. I think Scarlett did fine. I think it was a good movie for her to end on. I liked Elena, and I can't wait to see more of her. And I think David Harbour even said he wanted to have his own TV series or movie based on Red Guardian, but when he was younger, so like in his prime. I think that'd be
Maybe
kind
just
of a
a
cool
movie.
movie. I
But
don't
would they
know.
still
We'll see what
use
happens.
David Harbour?
Yeah.
Alexi.
Well, I don't know.
How old is David Harbour?
Old.
Like 40.
Dilf.
Like,
I was gonna say that, but I
If
couldn't.
they used like a younger guy to do it. You know?
Alright.
I don't know. Not David Harbour.
Well,
What's
so
the
I'll-
average?
What does that
You
bring
got
us
six?
to?
6.
6?
6 out of
Do
10.
Do the math.
Yeah,
Six.
Alex did the math.
Did
It
you
was
wanna
a
give it a
total
rating?
I
of
already
6.
did it.
It just
You
did?
did?
Yeah,
Okay.
6
out
out
of
of
10
10.
for Black
6
Widow.
out of 10.
Honestly, I think that's fair. I think 6 out of 10 is fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I gave it. So
What have
I
our
think
averages
it's
been on
pretty
the
fair.
other videos? Have they all
It
been
doesn't-
6 out of 10?
They can go
Matter?
look.
Couldn't tell you.
Go watch our videos so
Go
you can
watch
figure it out
the other
yourself.
Go watch the other ones. That's
Go
all I
watch
have
our
to
other
tell you.
videos
Leave a
just
like,
to make sure we're
subscribe.
not, you know, being
Check
too-
out my channel.
Too
'cause
main.
Check
I'm
out
cool.
our TikTok and our Instagram at
All
MediaMix.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay, everyone's
put
doing
on
the
us.
outro apparently.
All right, go Vicky.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you for our next video. Hey.
Hopefully next week or
Click the
We'll
bell
see.
icon, like, subscribe, comment how
Show
you want to see other
notifications.
videos
Hey,
done, what
hey.
other movies you want to be done. We out of here.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you later,
out.
guys.
bye.
Bye bye.
You have to fade.
Go.